Welcome back to the Nancy Levin Show. Today, we are talking about burnout. And let's face it, burnout feels like the end of the road. It is a place of exhaustion, frustration, overwhelm, and burnout leaves you feeling like you have to question absolutely everything. But what if burnout isn't the enemy? What if burnout is a life-altering invitation to pause, reflect, and rebuild your life from the inside out? In this episode, we're exploring how burnout serves as a blessing in disguise, forcing you to confront the inner beliefs and patterns that led you here and empowering you to create a life that feels aligned, sustainable, and deeply fulfilling. So first, let's look at burnout as a wake-up call, because that's exactly what it is. It's a wake-up call in a life that's out of alignment. Burnout doesn't just happen because you're too busy or you're working too hard. It happens because you've been living in ways that aren't true to who you really are or what you really need. And so it's what happens when your life is out of alignment with your values and your purpose and your well-being. So burnout forces you to stop and ask, is this the life I want to keep living? And so rather than seeing burnout as a failure or weakness, recognize it as a gift. It's an opportunity to pause and to recalibrate. Burnout is your body, mind, and soul working together to tell you that the path you're on currently is not sustainable. Burnout is not here to punish you. It's here to protect you and to guide you toward a life that feels more authentic. Burnout feels like a breaking point because it is. It's the moment when the old way of living no longer works. And it often arises because you've ignored signs of misalignment for years. Signs like resentment, fatigue, dissatisfaction, or a sense of just going through the motions. And so instead of asking, how do I fix this quickly? Ask, what is my burnout revealing about the life I've built? Now let's look at the cause of burnout, because it's not your outer circumstances. Burnout is not just about working long hours or being in a stressful environment. It's about how you show up in those circumstances and environments. It's driven by inner patterns and beliefs that keep you stuck in overdrive. So let's look at a few of these patterns and beliefs. You might be living in a pattern of perfectionism with the belief, I have to do everything perfectly, otherwise I'll fail. Or a pattern of people-pleasing, believing, I can't say no, they'll think I'm selfish. Or a pattern of proving your worth, believing if I'm not achieving, I'm not enough. Or a pattern of fear around letting go, believing if I stop, everything will fall apart. These patterns create a cycle of overwork, self-neglect, and emotional exhaustion. And you may think you're solving problems by working harder, but in reality, you are feeding the very patterns that led to burnout in the first place. Because burnout is not about doing too much. It's about why you feel like you have to. Now we're going to look at burnout as the portal to realignment. Because burnout isn't just the end of one chapter, it's the beginning of a new one. And it's an opportunity to let go of what no longer serves you, whether that's a toxic job, an unhealthy relationship, outdated definitions of success, so you can rebuild your life in alignment with your values, your purpose, and your authentic self. So burnout asks you to stop running your life on autopilot and start living with intention. It's an invitation to redefine what success and fulfillment mean for you, not based on what society expects, but what feels true for you. Burnout isn't something that you need to fear or fix. It's something to embrace, because the question isn't, how do I get back to who I was? It's, who am I becoming because of this? So while experiencing burnout may not feel easy, it is one of the most powerful catalysts for transformation. When you stop seeing it as an obstacle and start seeing it as an opportunity, you'll discover that burnout is, in fact, the very best thing that can ever happen to you.